So we're back.
Are we?
There's no intro today.
We are live-ish on location from Napa, California.
We're sitting on my phone with my travel mics.
Yeah, we are currently facing this, I believe this is the Saskal River.
I mean, it's beautiful.
It's kind of green and murky, but...
I mean, it's not snowy and gross.
Yeah, it's like 65 degrees here right now, so I'm not complaining about anything.
We're sitting outside without...
Yeah, I have a short sleeve shirt on.
And I don't have to wear boots or shovel anything, so I'm happy.
Yeah, there's no snow.
And it was a battle to get here.
It sure was. Starting before we even tried to leave.
So Tuesday, Nicole's worst dog decided to hide.
That was still Wednesday.
Oh, was it?
Yep. I know it's all going together, but yeah.
It was Wednesday. So Wednesday, Molly hid under the deck.
Mm-hmm.
We had a cave splunk to get her out.
Yep. I had to crawl under, and I'm not a small person. So Nicole's just munching on some pretzels.
Mm-hmm. I gotta put some carbs in.
We had a surprise wine tasting when we thought we were just getting flights of wine. It ended up being a full wine tasting.
It was like a 2-hour wine tasting.
Yeah. We're like, oops, we didn't eat lunch.
I mean, it sucks more for David than it does us.
But Molly decided that on Wednesday, when we were getting a hell of a storm at home, that she was going to hide under Nicole's deck on the other side of the joists where no human being can fit.
And I tried for a good valiant hour to try to get her out. And then I was like, do I just leave her there?
I said, if you leave her, and I didn't give, I wasn't giving judgment. I was just like, if you leave her, she will die.
And I was like, oh, okay. And Kyla said, I will be right over.
Yeah, so I left work. Went under the deck in my street clothes.
Which I'm like, this is a terrible idea. Why aren't you wearing snow pants?
Well, I didn't have time to go home, and I wasn't thinking ahead. Sorry about the wind. Covering this up. We have our chest mics on.
It does have noise, canceling, but I know what it's going to be.
These are different than the first ones we had, so I don't know.
These are a little better. But eventually, we hooked a water hose up and sprayed her out.
Yeah, I felt real bad.
I did not feel bad at all.
3.5-pound dog with a full hose blast to direct her out.
Meanwhile, I wish that I could hook it up to a pressure hose to hit her a little harder. Because that's what that bitch deserves. Mm-hmm.
So that was before we even were done with work that day.
Yeah, I had not even made it to work.
No.
This was 7 a.m. that this started.
Yeah. And by 5, we're ready to go. And, of course, David is late.
Because David's always late.
So Nicole's waiting at my house. We're getting ready to pull out.
Oh, but we forgot. I got hung up at a snowdrift in front of my house.
I forgot you got stuck.
And shout out to Bertilli, who, pulled me out with his truck. And then I drove to drop Molly's ungrateful ass off.
Molly was having the time of her life. She's like, I just got a cold bath. I'm doing great.
So they're up at doggy daycare.
Dog spa.
I'm trying to get pulled out of my driveway. And meanwhile, Dave is just lollygagging.
Yeah. So we were immediately we're going to leave as close to 5 p.m. as possible. I left work at 4:30. Nicole was already off. So we're just waiting for David. As we're waiting for David, the city of Hancock had not plowed at all up until this point.
Nope, they decided cutting the banks back during the worst snowstorm of the winter was the better use of time than plowing.
Which also means that the snow blowing service I used was well, we're not going to come out until the city goes by because then we have to go up multiple times. And minutes before we're ready to leave, the city went by with the grader and dumped a 3-foot snowbank at the end of my driveway that I had to go snow blow.
Yep. And then David had a 15-minute window where he was getting left.
Because it was a huge storm, and we knew, if we did not leave by 5:30...
we were going to get hit with another snowstorm.
To go to Marquette.
We made it to Marquette.
We did. We ate at Texas Roadhouse.
It was delicious.
Then we stayed at the world's best 5-star hotel.
It was palatial and luxurious.
Oh, it sure was. If you need a spot to rest and rejuvenate, the Econo Lodge in Harvey, on the way to Harvey, is where you definitely need to go.
Do not look behind the curtain in the hallway. You don't want to see what's back there.
No, and don't worry about the diesel truck revving its engine between 2 and 4 a.m. while it's plowing 2 inches of snow, but it sounded like an entire grader.
It was doing it for like 2 hours.
Was moving. I thought like for sure they were moving some like 45 tons of snow.
I thought they were moving cars.
Yeah.
Because that's how loud
And I was actually a little bit worried because we were on the first floor that like it was going to come through the window. And I was sleeping closest to the window.
I was okay because I was next to the bathroom.
Yeah.
The world's worst handicap accessible bathroom that I've ever seen.
Handicap accessible, literally in name only.
Mm-hmm.
So it was wider, but it was not a roll-in tub or shower.
Nope.
Like, it's not handicap accessible.
Nope.
Just because you put railings up randomly.
I mean, it's like if I was in a wheelchair, I could not use this bathroom.
No. So then
they canceled our flight.
They canceled our flight the next morning.
But that's not where it got bad. It was Delta fucking sucks.
Yeah, it was really a Michael Scott snip, snap situation from The Office where he's like, I got a vasectomy, I got it reversed. I got a vasectomy, I got it reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Because we immediately rebooked out of Iron Mountain, which is
a 2-hour drive.
2-hour drive from Marquette, especially on those weird-ass back roads.
Thanks, Google Maps.
But then another flight from Marquette opened up, which I assume, I don't know why it didn't show up the first time. Who fucking knows with Delta, because everything they do is weird. So we called this very nice lady who helped us put us on that flight, because Delta told us we were on standby.
Which is not actual standby for Delta. That means you have seats, you just don't get to know what they are.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're waiting for someone to not show up. It means you have a seat, you just don't know what your number is.
But you're like, you think you don't have a seat.
Very different than literally any other airline I've flown on. So, of course, we're panicking because we're like, we don't want to drive all the way to Iron Mountain to be on standby.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, no, you have confirmed seats. You just don't have an assignment. And I'm like, that's not what standby means. But she was so nice that I just let it go.
Well, the people on the phone were nice. Yeah. But in Marquette, there was no staff to talk to.
Since the flight was delayed or whatever.
Like
that we were trying to get,
flights were delayed or whatever.
They're just like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it, Delta staff. You don't need to show up and help anybody here.
But the Iron Mountain staff, the Delta staff at Iron Mountain, deserve props because they were there, they were pleasant, they turned those 2 planes around that landed at the same time, lickety split.
Yeah, the gal at the counter and actually we went up and talked to her technically before she was open, but she was very kind and gave us comfort. Plus, once we explained what had happened, that we were flying out of Marquette, flying out of Iron Mountain, flying out of Marquette, flying out of Iron Mountain.
My mother, whatever it is, from Chinatown.
So, yeah, it was quite the thing. And then, of course, being in the middle of fucking nowhere, as usually happens, waiting for a plane to come in is what causes our delays more than waiting for it to come out. And of course, the flight coming in was delayed, as well as some people were going to Chicago on a different flight. Yeah, it was coming in from Minneapolis, and they were going. They was coming from Detroit. Going to Minneapolis. Ours was coming from Minneapolis, going to Detroit.
We the one going to Minneapolis had technical difficulties. So the 3 people getting on that plane were still fucked.
But the flight crew, the ground crew there, did an exceptional job of turning that flight over in a matter of 20 minutes to make sure we could get on.
They were great. The only thing I like about Delta is the Iron Mountain people.
Yeah, and that has nothing to do with Delta. That's just the local whoever contractor it is. So we did make it to Detroit.
We sprinted,
of course, fucking unnecessarily. But we didn't know that.
Nicole sprinted first to make sure that, because she had the best chance of getting there.
And my big fat ass is
heaving and hawing.
Sucking wind to the Detroit airport. Eventually, I'm like, well, I don't have a notification from them that they're boarding, so I'm going to slow down.
As soon as the plane landed, I sprung out of my seat, and I was third to get off the plane, and I just ran like the wind.
Yeah. Go with God, because I'm not going to make it.
Because no matter what happens, I'm getting on the goddamn plane because my mother is waiting in the San Francisco airport for 12 hours.
Yeah, because we were supposed to be there at 11 something Pacific time.
We got there at 11 p.m. instead of 11 a.m.
Yeah, Lisa was, she would have been there about an hour before us. Yeah. So we all hauled ass. We sounded like a TB ward at the gate because we were all overweight and out of shape and coughing. And people I literally saw people put masks on.
You're like, it's not that. I'm not sick. I'm just fat.
Yeah, Don't worry, we're not contagious. We had to run. We're out of shape. Like,
but what that taught me is I still have the capacity to run because I made a 15-minute walk in 5 minutes because I was fucking booking it. I was so sweaty by the time I got done.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. But we did. So we ended up landing in Napa. Landing in San Francisco.
Then we had to fight the Alamo rental gauntlet.
Yeah. Fourth floor, third floor, fourth floor, third floor.
But we made it. And so, like, we were so tired. Like, we lost a day and a half because we were so exhausted the second day.
So I can say I've driven through the Golden Gate Bridge, which, of course, they were fucking painting and was down to, like, one lane. So I'm just like, this little bitch is going to let me move over.
It was a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, I had to drive through downtown San Francisco for some reason. Fortunately, it was like 2 a.m. But it was about 5 o'clock.
You thought it would have been noon the way we were moving.
Yeah, it was about 5 o'clock Eastern in the morning. So we've been up about 24 hours before we finally got into our rooms. But
my ass woke up at 6:30 a.m. I won't say spry, but I was awake.
Yeah, Friday was a little bit rougher of a day. But we're here.
But we had the best wine tours.
We did
on Saturday.
Yep, and they have some shout outs. Yep.
I didn't bring the name of the wine, like the Castle Winery, which was the best.
So Castello di Amorosa.
I loved it. That was my favorite.
Is a replica 13th century Italian castle that an architect / winemaker paid like $42 million
to like haul the stones over from Europe in the 70s.
It's super cool. Highly recommend. The tour is great. The wine is great. Our tour guide there, Jacob C.,
he was so sweet.
1 million out of 10.
I would go on a tour with him anywhere. I don't care where we're going. Yep. I'm on board.
Yeah. Like, we want to just hang out with him. We got a photo with him because it was so great that we'll put up on buzzandbaffle.net. I hope he's listening. We left him a card.
We left him a card. Like, I'm sure he's not because he probably gets all kinds of dumb bitches who have podcasts.
Yeah. I gave him his a little cash tip and the card. And he's like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Oh God, not like."
You're propositioning him, you hussy.
Like,
don't right in front of David, nonetheless.
Like, not like my phone number or anything.
You trollop.
But it was super cool to walk through there. The grounds are beautiful.
And the wine is delicious.
The wine's really super good.
We may or may not have a case coming our way.
We may or may not have spent several hundreds of dollars there, and by several I mean more than 5.
Yep. It was so good though. We're drinking one tonight.
We are, and we'll get to that in a second. And then we went to the Bremer Family Winery, which is a small boutique.
They were
winery.
nice. Liked them.
Yep. And our tour,
we got a good red.
Yes. And our tour that we took was organized by Platypus Tours. So if you're coming to the Napa area,
Platypus Tours, hands down, really good.
Every step of the way, they catered to what we wanted, what we didn't want. The guy who helped us organize was awesome. Our tour guide was fantastic.
And none of this is sponsored. This is just what we paid for.
Yeah. This is literally costing us money to talk about this.
Yes. But like Pav, our guy,
Mike
was like
Pavlik,
super friendly.
10 out of 10, a million out of 10. Gave us food and recommendations. He was super fun. He had us on a couple unscheduled stops just because he knew that certain places had things we might be interested in. Pav, if you're listening, probably not, but shout out to you. Yeah, for sure. And the third winery we went to
was not great.
I'm not going to talk about that. We're not going to waste any time on that. They get no free press.
Because they sucked.
They sucked.
We were supposed to get 5 wines. We got 3. And they just never showed up again.
But we're staying at the River Terrace Inn here in Napa. And there's a restaurant here called Alba. And the food has been phenomenal.
We like the sandwiches are made with the English muffins that apparently Oprah raves about. And they're really good.
Yep, everything's been really good. Portions are giant.
Like it says it's a $19 breakfast sandwich, but you get $19 worth of food.
Yeah, you get like a whole breakfast sandwich. You get potatoes. You get a little side salad. The empanadas are to die for.
I like that mushroom empanada. I'm gonna get it again before we go. It's so good.
The bartender here, and I saw he was here again tonight, Abraham. He's been phenomenal. Super nice, super friendly. Making sure we have everything we need, including blankets last night when we were sitting out by the fire. Yep. Again, none of this is sponsored. But if you want to sponsor us,
once we got here, it's been great.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Getting here sucked, but once we got here, everything's been awesome.
But we learned, don't fly out of Marquette and don't fly Delta.
Yep, for sure. So, so today's Sunday, Nicole's birthday. Happy birthday.
I'm 46. Yay! In human years.
In human years. We were randomly walking around downtown Napa looking at little shops and stuff. David and I stopped for a Bloody Mary at the most disgusting dive bar ever, which I have zero regrets about.
The Bloody Mary was good, but the menus were sticky.
The menus were sticky. It was like, I felt at home. Really. The bartender was turning in someone new. She'd probably worked there her entire life. She's screaming across the bar because she's deaf from bar crowd. But yeah, if you want to come to Napa, hit us up. We'll give you tons of recommendations.
We'll be like, here's where we recommend you go, and here's what to avoid. Yep.
And then the last place we stopped today, which we actually thought we were going to just get a flight of wines, and we accidentally went into a full wine tasting.
And ended up with 3 more bottles.
Was called The Quilt, which is by Camus Winery, and I can't remember that guy's name. We stopped there yesterday. That place was awesome. But his son has kind of branched on his own and done this quilt. We found a Chardonnay that we like, guys, and I never thought those words would be coming out of my mouth. For sure.
It's the weirdest Chardonnay I've ever tasted, but it's delicious.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in several episodes because we're going to save it. But that's where we're at today. So Nicole and I are recording this outside the little river that goes behind
David and Lisa are sitting in the rooms.
Their own rooms.
Lisa better be painting her nails right now because I give her strict instructions.
We're going to have a nice steak dinner.
Yeah. But we have a wine.
We do. So let's get into the actual, now that we're done talking about all of our shit. So we bought a Vermentino. We actually bought several of these.
There might be 12 coming our way.
There might be. We may have needed to mail some to, I don't know. That's the whole thing. This is a Vermentino from Castello di Amorosa, the first place that we stopped on our wine tour. And this is a 2023. And I don't think either of us had ever had Vermentino before.
I have. Like, I've gotten some at the co-op, but they're usually a little more even-keeled, more like a table wine than what this one is. This one's bright.
Yeah, we really liked it because of the brightness, and we liked it so much we are having a case mailed to us. So Vermentino is a lively, dry, white wine with tropical aromas of guava, green melon, and citrus, complementing its bright acidity and subtle minerality on the finish. Traditionally grown in Mediterranean regions, Vermentino is a food-friendly wine to pair with fresh oysters, seafood pastas, or grilled summer vegetables. Castello di Amorosa is a medieval Tuscan-inspired castle winery nestled in the hills above Napa Valley. Castello di Amorosa's wines are only sold at the castle, and that's in all caps. Through our website or by calling, and they have their phone number on here, but I'm not going to put that on here because they didn't sponsor us. But if they want to sponsor us, like, I'll put your phone number up.
But also, like, put it next to your chest and crack her open.
Oh, yeah. Because we have our boob mics on.
Boob mics. You can pour this right down your tits.
Okay. A luge?
Yep.
I'm not going to do that.
I mean, you might by accident.
But this was actually... I think the first one we tasted in our tasting.
Because it was the first one I had on my list.
The tasting there is awesome. So you get the full tour of the castle and a tasting of 5 wines. And if you're kind enough to your guide, he knows kind of what you like and what you don't like, and he might say, try a splash of this before you burn one of your full tastings.
Well, once he knows you're buying a case, you can try whatever you want. Because I listened to Pav's advice, and it's like, well, we're buying $500 in wine. Can I have some more of that rosé? Yeah, I can.
Yep, you sure can, yeah. Money talks. The people down the road from us are smoking marijuana, and it's very strong.
I know, it smells like, I was like, is there a skunk out here?
Because I was like, this wine better not be bad. We just bought it.
Nope. We can go ask them for a hit, though.
We could.
So I had to adjust how I wrote this, because I wrote this before we were here, and I knew what was going to happen. Because it starts with, we're in a very special place. Where are we, Kyla? But we've already explained that. So we're in the homeland. Yeah, it's so nice here. In the middle of, we're at the end of February, but it's not fucking snowing. So it's like, so far, we're like 2 good days in. What are your thoughts so far?
I've enjoyed everything. The wine's been great. I think there's a lot of variety of everything. Like, if you come here, Nicole can't reach, so
like, she has her legs up on
my
there,
legs
and
are
I can't
propped up on this
even
fence.
My elf shoes on.
Even with her pointed
Mary Jane's on.
She can't reach it. So, there's been a ton of variety in everything we've done. And so if you come here and you can't find something that you like, that's on you.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah. There's tons of even breweries and distilleries here, which I'm sure sprung up. I'm vamping while Nicole's taking a picture of her elf shoes. She's got those 1-2 buckle my shoes on. I'm just kidding. Those are nice.
These are from
very nice.
These are from my childhood, Kyla.
Yeah, they look like. Did you pull those out of the castle that we were in?
They look like something that like Hansel and Gretel would be wearing. This is the dress I should have worn to the castle, actually.
And we'll post a ton of pictures of our trip on buzzandbaffled.net.
So, but tonight or today, I want to explore a little bit of the history of Napa.
Okay.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. I did leave out some of your favorite things. Like, there are stories about it, but I'm going to save those for another time because they're so good, they deserve their own story. From the climate to the terroir.
Yes.
What is important to know about why Napa and Sonoma is USA's wine country? When you look around us, how do you think that the wine became such a large part of the culture here?
Oh, I think probably when people moved here, there was really nothing else that would grow besides like grapes.
Meh.
Okay. we don't have a board. There's no
board. I can't like honk at you or boo or like the Gatling gun. I can't do any of it.
The weirdly wrong button.
Yeah.
Also, I'm confident in knowing that I am being recorded because you don't have your laptop on.
That's true.
Yeah. Also, open the app and make sure I'm coming through.
We're recording. I can see it.
Yeah, you can see yourself. Am I supposed to have this red light on like I have?
Yeah, both of the lights are on and the noise canceling is on. Right. So you're good. So it is believed that the first grapes for wine were planted in San Francisco at the Spanish mission San Francisco Solano by Spanish priests. In the 1820s, when this occurred, immigrants would have grown these grapes for personal, not commercial use.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't until 1861 when German immigrant Charles Krug married Carolina Bale, and he used the land that was part of her dowry to practice winemaking, which he had taken on as a hobby. By trade, he ran a newspaper.
Oh, okay. We did see some Charles Krug, I think, right here at our hotel restaurant. Yep. That was an option.
And opened Napa's first public winery. The winery was called the Charles Krug Winery, clean and on point. And the first public tasting room on this winery opened in 1882, but is now owned by the Mondavi family, who bought it in 1943.
Okay.
It is located on 2800 Main Street, St. Helena, California, which is a 30-minute drive north of our hotel.
Yep, just a little bit north of us.
So we could stop there if we wanted to.
Yeah, and we did drive through that's where Peju was, the winery I said I wasn't going to mention. But yeah, there's definitely...
Boo, Peju.
Yeah, boo, Peju, you suck.
So what do you remember from the Donner story that was happening in the 1860s?
The Mexican Revolution, or there was like a war. The Mexican-American War was going on. We had the Donners, we had Manifest Destiny.
Boobs are hanging out.
There was a lot, and it was a lot of lawlessness out here in California because you had like a governor who was appointed over these huge areas.
But like no one to run anything.
Yep.
So California joined the American Union in 1850.
Okay.
And this led to hundreds of thousands of settlers traveling west, and they were mining during the gold rush.
Oh yeah, forgot about the gold rush.
In 1840, California had about 8,000 people living there. And I said the size of question mark, and obviously I didn't look it up because I didn't put anything in there.
Houghton Hancock.
Okay.
The size of question mark. Okay, yep.
By 1850, 100,000 people were living in California.
That's a gigantic jump.
The San Francisco area itself was starting to grow, and the Mediterranean climate in the Napa Valley made it perfect for growing grapes. We got pictures, too.
Yeah, and we talked about this at a lot of the places we stopped, about how the stress of growing grapes here, because it's actually not perfect for growing grapes,
so this
makes the grapes better.
Is Charles Krug.
Ooh la la.
He's not as sexy as Rosenhan.
He's no Rosenhan.
But he's not bad looking, and he's not a terrible person.
Okay.
So, like, nothing's bad. He doesn't do anything bad.
Fair enough. Made some wine. Okay. He wasn't like a slave trader who was also making wine. Okay.
Nope.
That's unusual for us to have someone who's not terrible.
Oh, don't worry. I find something terrible to talk about. But it's funny. So they're growing all these grapes because they're like, oh, this is the perfect climate. But the problem was there was no bottling factories.
Oh.
So they had to ship their grapes east on trains for bottling. And I was like, wouldn't it be easier and better to build a factory in Napa or San Francisco? Was my first thought. Like, how expensive could it be to build a bottling factory? It's got to be cheaper than shipping all the goddamn grapes to New York. Americans found this appealing, as in the late 1800s, buying wine in America was cheaper than buying wine shipped from a boat in Europe. In 1875, import taxes on European wines increased, which resulted in California wines being focused on.
Okay.
So it was like trumping like 50% tariffs.
Oh, yeah. You can't do that. The fuck I can't. Like, no, sir, you can't.
Yep. So wine country grew from the 1800s into the 1920s. What happened in the 1920s that would hurt wineries?
Well, something I tried to talk about in our last episode that was deleted against my will. Prohibition.
I mean, sometimes shit happens, Kyla. It's not my fault.
I had a whole episode about prohibition.
You had an episode about people getting murdered.
Because of prohibition.
That was because of gangsters.
Because of prohibition.
Well, maybe if you didn't make me talk about Beantown, the episode would have been canceled. I made you call Chicago Beantown. I threatened you with your life if you didn't say Beantown. Well, I'm throwing that out there so you know that it's on record. I'm willing to admit.
I did it.
I'm willing to admit what I said. But you're right. It was prohibition. In the beginning, there was an excess of wine in Northern California, and businesses dumped the wines into the Napa River.
Oh.
Legend says that for a time, the Napa River ran red.
I mean,
I can picture you swimming with an open mouth in this river if it was just like filled with Cabernet Sauvignon.
Be damned. It's just like Cab Sauv and worms.
Well, I mean, you ate oysters the other night.
Nicole is convinced, so after dinner and after...
Oysters have worms in them.
They don't have worms in them. She's sharing a video from PETA, which I'm sure is so accurate. No, I went and had some oysters at the oyster bar last night.
Because it was 8 o'clock and I was so drunk and tired.
Yeah, and
I went to bed at 8 o'clock.
I need more to eat than the one empanada I had.
I was fine. I went to bed and I face planted.
Yeah, also I really wanted oysters and you didn't have to go, so it worked out for everybody.
But she got worms now. We're going to deworm you when you get home.
I don't have worms.
So we have to deworm her, guys. Send money so I can buy a dewormer for Kyla.
God, shut the hell up. I don't have worms. You insane person.
So, but I was like, think of all the wasted Cabernet Sauvignon. Because I learned a little too late.
A little bit too late.
That Napa is known for Cabernets and red wines. And Sonoma is for the white wines. And I picked the wrong region.
You did.
It's only 45 minutes. We're going there this week.
Yeah, we'll make a trip up there. And we've had the whites we've had have been really good. Yes. They're just not different. As abundant as the reds.
No, like I had so much red yesterday. I was like, I cannot.
I know, my teeth are like stained purple.
We're like Barney.
I think Barney had whiter teeth than that too.
You love me.
I had to make sure I rinsed out my mouth before I brushed my teeth so I didn't scrape all the enamel off.
Yep. But like all good entrepreneurs, some of the wineries overcame. How do you think they did this? So prohibition is coming. What loopholes did they find?
Okay, so California's already a state, so they're covered by the Volstead Act. They have to participate in this. Religious grounds?
That's one of them. I just spit pretzels all over.
Nicole's eating pretzels. We didn't have very much lunch today, so...
I'm trying to save myself. So, but this goes to something that Paul was talking about, because I was asking him questions specific to this because I had already done the research and you hadn't.
Okay, first of all, don't say I've never done the research. Like, I knew everything he asked me about. I was like, yes, this, that. I just didn't specifically know exactly what your story was.
You didn't do the research, and I was the only one who has done the research.
Yeah, Nicole's the only one who knows about where we are. Where even are we? I don't know where we are in California. I have no idea. I didn't look it up beforehand.
It's my birthday. You can't be mean to me.
I was like, oh, I'm just going to drive wherever Nicole tells me. I don't know where we're going.
It's my birthday. You have to be nothing but kind to me.
Okay.
For a change.
Today
is the one day in the year it's all about me.
Okay. I guess I'll concede that one day of the year where it's all about you. The one day.
So before we even get to Prohibition, in 1894, there was a merger of several wine companies, and they formed the California Wine Association.
Okay.
And when Prohibition hit, the CWA controlled 80% of wine production.
Oh, so we have a cartel.
Yes. Wineries... Oh, hold on, I got wind. Wineries would send the grapes to the CWA. They would combine them into a big vat making wine soup.
Oh, gross.
So I'm picturing like government cheese kind of scenario.
Yeah, you're getting it's like communist wine. Like everybody pitches in and everyone gets to take out.
But I'm willing to bet that this distilled and sent out nationally wine soup was not as good as government cheese, which I would pay money for because it makes the best grilled cheese.
Yeah, I'd rather have, oh man. I'm like, I wonder if they have government cheese at the very expensive steakhouse we're going to.
Like, you know that we're Pavo growing up because, like, we know what to do with government cheese.
You make a grilled cheese? Oh, yeah.
It makes the best mac and cheese because, well, the new ones aren't as good because there's a lower fat content, but the old one made a great mac and cheese.
We want the ones with, like, tallow in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally just scrapings of fat, like lard and everything else.
Yep. And there's like 10% cheese product in it.
Yeah. Literally just like whatever the minimum is for you to call it cheese, that's what it was.
It's cheese with a Z.
Yep. For sure.
So the CWA is like, send all your grapes to us.
Okay.
And so like a lot of the small wineries are doing this, but then you have a monopoly. But when Prohibition hit, wine could not be sold, but it could be consumed and possessed. So we're in a weird, like, marijuana scenario. Mm-hmm. Much like when we saw people growing medical marijuana in Michigan, before recreational marijuana became legal, people were able to own 200 gallons of fruit juice a year.
And I'm sure they used all 200 gallons on grape juice that they were going to ferment. That's a lot.
But so the CWA wineries began to sell wine bricks where they would sell grape in a concentrated form. And this is a picture of an antique wine brick. Hold on, there we go. This will also be on buzzandbaffled.net.
That reminds me of when you go to the store and you get like the concentrated like frozen juice.
Yeah, so like it's not frozen, but it is a concentrated version. I'm assuming this is like just dried or in a bag of some kind.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had air seal technology. I don't know exactly how it worked.
Grape bricks.
Because I'm pretty sure like you couldn't use that now. That's just powder.
Yeah, I'm guessing what they did was like they probably put a bunch of grapes in here and sucked out all the air and most of the liquid and just like condensed it.
Did they have the technology to suck all the air out? But I saw that, I was like, okay. What do you think the other loophole was? So we have wine bricks or grape bricks. What do you think the other big loophole was?
So I said religion.
It's religion. Another loophole was sacramental or medicinal wine.
Oh.
We would be drinking medicinal wine.
Yeah. Hey, all my doctors.
Uh-huh.
I need a prescription.
Uh-huh. But also, I looked into medicinal wine. We would have been like, can I have that pumpkin spice Chardonnay?
Oh, no.
That seems better. Can I have that?
It wasn't medicinal, like, give me your best medicinal cab sauce.
I mean, it was medicinal, but just wait. So obviously, sacramental wine is used in religious ceremonies. But medicinal wine You had to have a prescription for alcohol, and people used it as tonics. It was a 22% alcohol, and often was infused with herbs.
Oh, no. Oh, that's what made it medicinal.
And was sold over the counter as long as there was a warning label not to chill it.
Oof.
There was also booze cruises that would go into international waters and good old-fashioned speakeasies.
Yep.
So, like the Ambassador was a speakeasy.
Okay, interesting.
But we would have loved our pumpkin spice Chardonnay. We would have
this
longed for the day of St. Julian cookie wine.
We were like, St. Julian, be our savior. Because St. Julian wine is going to send us a cease and desist order.
You can't make me stop because you're not paying me, and you can't prove that it's not terrible. I would bring that to a court of law.
Be like, hey, Brittany, taste this wine. Is it terrible? Yes. Case
because
closed.
You also have to bring it to the court of law where I am.
Yep.
And that is Houghton County. And no judge there will ever convict me. Because they can't. But this is not sustainable. Obviously, like not every winery can do this. So many wineries closed from 1920 to 1933 when Prohibition ended. How many wineries do you think were still there at the end of Prohibition?
Like in all of Napa?
Yes.
10?
12.
Okay. I knew, because I'm assuming, based on what Pav told us yesterday, there were very few that actually have been there.
12 wineries remained, and those are the wineries that were able to get exemptions for productions of sacramental and medicinal wines.
So they had enough money to grift to get the loopholes.
Yep. There came a new problem when Prohibition ended. What do you think it was? I'm also interested because I don't remember what I wrote.
So when Prohibition ended, I would say there's not enough production to meet demand.
Nope. I mean, there's not that, but there's a bigger problem. What's the bigger problem?
People weren't growing grapes.
No one knew how to make good wine anymore. Yeah. It had been 10 years. So no one knew, and the wine equipment didn't work after 13
it was
years.
Rusted and shit.
Yeah, you can't make it because it's gone bad. It's rusted up and janky.
And I'm sure your winemakers were like, well, I can't stay here and not work, so they went to wherever and took it up a different trade.
So it wasn't until the 1970s when fucking baby boomers came of age and renewed an interest in California wines. Boomers, I mean, I guess I'm happy it happened, but it's also boomers.
I thread the needle there.
I moved my water bottle so I can get more of this. I need to see the label so I can
Vermentino.
Say it. Vermentino.
It's so good. Mm-hmm. Vermentino is, if you cannot get your hands on a New Zealand Savvy B.
This is so good.
Yeah, I would say this is better than a New Zealand Savvy B.
I also bet we could just get them to keep shipping us cases of this.
Oh yeah, we could.
We'll get this in the pail.
We could do we could alternate 6 months we get a pail, 6 months we get Vermentino.
I think this is worth it because this is so good. Mm-hmm. I love it. Where am I? The boomers.
Fucking boomers. Sorry, everyone who's a boomer, which I know is 90% of our listeners are boomers.
My mother's in the room painting her nails because under threat of being harmed, I'm making her use the nail polish that I brought. This is the nail polish that's not going to give you contact dermatitis.
Yeah. And your mom's like, is it really? Are we going to go 3 for 3 or what?
I'm like, we're about to find out. So during the 1970s, new innovations such as refrigeration
ooh la la,
and stainless steel tanks were integrated into the brewing process, which improved the quality and taste of grapes. Because the fruity characteristics of grapes were preserved when they were fermented at lower temperatures.
Mm-hmm. I love a stainless steel fermentation.
I would like there to be no oak barrels in winemaking at all.
And, to be fair, we've had a lot of wine over the last 2 days that was in oak barrels. But they also put it in the bottle for 3 years. Mm-hmm. So you get a little bit of each. 6 dozen of one, half of the other, or whatever the hell you said. Half of one, 6 dozen of the other.
Half of one, 6 dozen of the other.
I will say the red Future that we tried at the castle, which was straight out of the oak barrel.
It was sharp, but it was good.
It was good, but it was a
you
red.
You
could tell it was young.
But it was also a red, and I think a red, there's a reason they didn't give us a white.
Oh yeah, because a white would have been like, ugh. But so I think the oak barrels have their place. I think it's when they over oak them is when you and I are like, no, this is disgusting.
The barefoots of the world.
The barefoots. Yeah.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. So, in fact, in 1975, do you know this story about when California went head-to-head with the French wines?
I don't.
This would be a really good story just to do, because this is just a blip here, but we should actually probably cover it.
Okay.
So in 1975, California wines went head-to-head with French wines in Paris, and California wine won top honors in red and white taste testings.
Obviously I wasn't born, and I don't remember reading that specifically, but I do know that Times did a news article. Oh no! that you'll see in a magazine or something, or Wine Aficionado or something. So
there's the wine tonic, and there is the medicinal wine tonic, and there's the Times articles about this.
I do know that, I mean, you hear a lot of wine snobs, and I mean, like, let's be real. I'm like, oh, a California wine. But since I've been here, I'm like, no, a California wine.
Well, we learned, like, what is the thing about all the zones? Because I forget
there's 17 American viticultural areas.
I know you're going to know this. I don't
in remember. The Napa Valley. There was 16. They just added a 17th. And what it is I think the valley is like 35 miles long, and at its widest, it's 7 miles. I believe I'm quoting Pav correctly
here. We got you, Pav.
Yeah. But so in that area, there's 17 different microclimates, which is insane. That's super small.
Because it's such a small area.
So you could be 200 yards from someplace that has completely different
the soil. The soil is different. The weather is different because you're higher in elevation.
Yeah, you're higher, you're lower. The soil has ash from the mountain. It has dry, whatever, which is fascinating that there's so many. It's so condensed. And the guy we were talking to at the Quilt Winery earlier, we talked about Sonoma, and he said Sonoma is 4 times the size of Napa.
Because I asked, because I'm like, so they do whites up there. I didn't know they did reds here. What's the difference? And he didn't give me an answer, but it's like...
Yeah, he didn't want to say either way. But
I think it's the volcanic soil up there is what it is. I think it's a higher elevation.
Yeah, but you have these like extremely small patches. I mean... we went pretty much to the top of the Napa Valley all the way back down yesterday in a 6-hour tour. And that's, 2 hours at each place. So even going a mile or two, you're going to get a completely different set of growing conditions.
My Aunt Janet suggested a place in Sonoma, so I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
To be like, because her and I have very similar, we don't have similar taste in steaks, but we have a similar taste in wine. She likes a raw steak, and I gag.
Janet rules. I don't know about your rule, Janet.
She's also the first time I've ever gone on vacation where I wasn't like driving
Wasn't
the bus.
Wasn't that also Delta?
It was. And that was the first time I flew out of Marquette. It was terrible. But Janet, I have never seen a boss bitch walk down to the concierge and not be happy with a hotel room as I watched her come down. So it was like day 2 of our travels. And we walked into the room, and it was not what Janet wanted. And so I just put my bags down, and I walked down to the bar.
Nicole was like, this is too much even for me.
And I sat down, and the guy was like, do you want double bubble? I was like, yeah. Does that include wine? So I'm drinking 2 wines. And I watched Janet come out of the elevators.
Yeah.
And she's like, absolutely not.
Maybe we can have Janet plan our next trip.
And we ended up
with I could be also a passenger princess.
But you have a choice. Do you want you planning the trip, or do you want me planning the trip? she didn't have to wait for me to finish though.
You did really good on this one, though.
I did so good. And I never want to do it again.
I know. And I live for it.
I'm just like, I don't have an Excel spreadsheet. No. I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants.
I'm like, we need to change our flight back so we're not at the wrong airport when we land. And I'm like, but I can't do it because it's in your name. So she had to be on the phone, and you're doing great, Kylie. Go, sweetie, go.
I'm doing great, Kylie. I was on the phone, but also Costco was like, absolutely, we're going to change this. And at first they were like, oh, it's a $200 charge. I said, even if Delta's the one that fucked this up. And he's like, you know what? You're right. You shouldn't have to pay for this.
So, I mean, overall, the Costco experience. So if you have a Costco card, if you can get a Costco vacation out to Napa, it's totally worth it. I mean,
we got a car included in flights and hotel.
Car, flight, and hotel for an incredibly reasonable rate.
I think my price just for me, like it's like $1,300 each, but that's for a 7-day trip with flight, hotel, and car.
Yeah,
and that's really good.
And this hotel, I mean, it's not like 25 stars, but it's comfortable. It's clean.
Also, they don't know the word no here.
Yeah. Everyone is super nice. Yeah, it's, I mean, I don't know what hotel stars are. I don't know how to rank them, but I mean,
I would stay here again.
Oh, I would 1000% come back again. No hesitation.
Like, even on the Costco thing, because I looked, it's not on the Costco thing anymore, but I would stay here because, like, they're so good. Oh, I forgot where I was. So, medicinal wines.
Back at the ranch.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. That's what I get for being drunk. Refrigeration. So when California won the French wine, I'm going to call it a tournament because I don't know what else to call it.
It was probably like the World Wine Cup or something.
Yeah. But this renewed interest in the Napa wines.
Okay.
But this isn't to say that everything that happened in Napa was hunky-dory.
Oh, boy. Who's hunky-dory?
Kathy Hilton. Kathy Hilton is hunky-dory. Hey, Rube, you know what we're talking about. The emergence of new wineries also brought about the emergence of unsavory characters.
It wouldn't be a Nicole story if there weren't unsavory characters.
I chose to avoid the murders, and I chose this one because it's kind of funny.
Well, and I know when we came in at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, our time, I'm driving, I'm bleary-eyed, like I'm on autopilot, and you're like, we gotta go to the old Napa Mill because that's in my story. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm just trying to keep us between the white line and the yellow line.
And I hate to say it, you were doing a great job. I was pretty sure we were going to like fly off the road because you kept like, I kept hearing the thing, but beep, 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 like keep it on the road.
You didn't hear a thing. Mind your business.
Will say, I drove those fucking back roads for 2 hours and I was so bad about it. So when I got off the plane, I wasn't even like, I feel bad. No. Kyle, I get to drive something.
I told you I would drive.
Because I'm never asking David to drive anywhere.
Oh, no, we didn't want Lisa to drive. Well, Lisa can't see at night. So.
No. But also, I'm not asking David because I would like to get there today.
Yeah, we would still be circling the San Francisco airport parking lot right now.
I mentioned maybe you should do something. I could say like, oh, she's getting testy. And I'm like, do this. I'm like, nope, I'm just going to back up. So in 1988, a man named David Hansen, who ran Lenvest Mortgage Company, and Robert Pittner, who was managing a general partner of Joseph Matthews Winery in Napa, still in operation, I looked.
Oh.
Were charged with the largest drug smuggling ring up to that point.
Oh my God, like of all time?
Like up to that point in 1988, it was the largest.
But like at that time, like of all time in 1988.
Yes.
Were they like using their barrels to smuggle drugs?
No, the barrels weren't even involved. So what do you think they were smuggling, and how much money do you think was involved?
Oh my gosh.
You're not going to guess.
Okay, well, then just tell me. It wasn't cocaine from like...
No, it wasn't cocaine. They were importing $189 million worth of hashish and marijuana on tugboats through San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
And it was very much they brought it like through Hawaii and like pulled it over.
Oh, okay.
How do you think they were caught? This is the best part. This is what made me laugh so hard.
Somebody did something real dumb.
So how is a drug smuggler caught? Who did he piss off that was like narking him out?
He pissed off like the people who are helping him unload the boat.
He was caught because an estranged wife of one of the smugglers tipped off the police.
Also that.
That they were bringing the shipment in on a tugboat.
Yeah. And it always cracks me up because you watch on these crime, we're crime documentaries.
It's always the ex-wife.
Because the man always seems to think that marital privilege means the wife can't testify.
It means you can't make her.
Exactly. They always think it means she can't be forced, but she can volunteer, and she's gonna.
Yep. How much hashish and pot do you think it was?
For $198 million, I have no idea. Like 20 tons?
43 tons of hashish and 13 tons of marijuana.
That's a lot.
Lenvest was also laundering money, and the repeated transactions were just under $10,000, which raised suspicion. Yeah,
and those of you who don't know, because, I don't know, you're not running 10 Gs through the bank. No, I only know this because of my training in banking and whatnot.
But I know 10K is where it gets flagged.
Yeah, so if you have a cash transaction for $10,000 or more, cash, so not like a check or anything, you have to provide your identification to the bank.
Now you do. Back in 1988, you didn't.
I had to do it once when I was working for the funeral home because someone had prepaid in cash.
Yeah.
And like it was legit, but like it was
but you
just
still have to prove it.
Yeah, it was just easier for like the person who was doing it to be like, okay, I took 10K in cash instead of writing you a check. And that was the day I didn't have my driver's license with me because I was just on Tanagan. So I went to make
I was like 22 at this point.
Yeah, I was like 25 years old. And
you're just carrying a bag of like $100 bills.
Every Friday, I went to the bank, made my deposit, closed out the week for bookkeeping, but I had like $13,000 in cash.
Yeah.
And the bank teller was like, "Oh, you're over the limit. I need your driver's license." And I was like, "Oh shoot!" And I always have it on me.
But then also we know who you are, Kyla. Yeah. We can look it up from previous experiences.
And I was like, "Oh my god!" The one freaking time, it's like I know it's sitting on my desk because I took it out to like I don't know, it was in my pocket.
Like Ontonagon's the place you get a pass.
Well, and she's like, "I know who you are." She's like, "But I like legally, federally have to make a copy of your driver's license."
I have to make a photocopy of it.
And I was like, "I'll be right back." So I drove around the block and went and picked up my driver's license and drove back to the drive-thru.
For our listeners who are not from Ontonagon, it is 3 blocks to where she was going.
Yeah, I was like, "I'll be back in less than 10 minutes." Yep. I was like, it wasn't like I was shady and drove off with $10,000 in cash.
They held it there waiting for you to come back.
I was like, BRB.
So, but during this investigations, authorities found they had a BOGO when they discovered repeated financial transactions between several people, which indicated that money was also being laundered.
Yep.
As police dug more into Lenvest, they discovered a Ponzi scheme where they promised high-yield returns for investments, and when it collapsed, they had $10 million in assets, but $14 million in liabilities.
So it's like the pickleball swindler.
Yep, but they were trying to sell like winery stuff for this.
You're really doubling down on crime there. If you're smuggling and doing a Ponzi scheme based off of your smuggling.
Many of the people defrauded were retirees and of limited incomes.
Of course they were.
So I avoided the murders for this because there's a couple of really good ones, but I'm going to save those. I'm going to tuck those behind my ear for later.
We have plenty of wine to have special for later when you're like, I'm going to do a Napa murder. We'll have a Napa wine.
Yep. So in the 2000s, wine country continued to grow. The Napa River Inn, where we are right now, opened, which focused on the revitalization of the Napa Mill. The historic Napa Mill is now a commercial area that focuses on stores and day spas. The buildings are considered landmarks from a thriving industrial center that was built in Napa in 1844. So I said, we're going to go to the Napa Mill. Mm-hmm. The Napa Mill buildings served as warehouses for commodities, as their wharves allowed goods to flow in and out of the city. And the majority of buildings were owned by Captain Albert Hatt, who immigrated from Prussia in 1859.
Oh, maybe he's a relative.
I'm from Prussia.
So am I. I'm from the
Are we related?
No. I'm from... This is so embarrassing. The region of Prussia that I'm from one of my sides. Well, we always thought we were ethnically German. And I was like, wait a minute, this is actually Prussia, which is actually Poland today, modern day Poland, is the Pomeranian region, which makes me literally a Pomeranian. That's literally like the demonym.
Hey, Kyla.
So me and Percy, that's why we're simpatico.
Do you know where some of my family's from? Are we related?
We can't be.
She's like, absolutely not.
I'm sure we had feuds or something. My ancient relatives were making fun of your ancient relatives.
And this is like the final blow. Like, I am bringing it to the end game and just destroying.
The fates have brought us together again for one final epic battle.
It's like, what is the one where there can only be one? Highlander?
Oh, yeah.
This is a Highlander situation.
I'm sorry, relatives. Nicole's going to win.
So, but Captain Albert Hatt married and settled in Napa, where he started a mercantile shop and quickly expanded to other businesses. His wife, Alma, she was an entrepreneur.
Oh.
She opened the Oyster House and Restaurant, which is located on the first floor of the Opera House, which I think we walked past.
Yeah, I think that's now across from the Starbucks. That was like the Napa Music Center or something.
You can get a meal for 25 cents.
Oh.
And she worked to support women's rights.
Well, good for her. We love her.
Yeah.
She was an entrepreneur. She was a suffragette.
Yep. In the 2020s, there have been several economic challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Family-owned vineyards are getting bought up by large corporations, which is why I asked Pav about this. You didn't know, but I was leading into what I was like.
Well, the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, these are actually really thoughtful questions she's asking. But it never dawned on me that it was like recon research.
Like I'm doing research.
I was just like, wow, Nicole. Like,
why do you never consider that I'm actually a sleeper cell and I'm really good at what I do?
I mean, I was like, oh, wow.
Like if I have an assignment, I'm really good at it. There was also the wildfire in 2020 that burned 67,000 acres across Napa and Sonoma.
Mm-hmm.
Several wineries, including the White Sulphur Springs Resort, were destroyed. Many wineries lost 80% of their crops.
And we did see some remnants of that fire. There's still gigantic trees littered across the hills.
And you can buy 2020 wildfire vintages that have charred notes. And I think like a red, that would be good. A white, not so good.
Yeah, because it's gonna be more smoky. You don't really want that in a white. It's not gonna turn minerally like we would imagine it would.
In 2025, it was a survival year due to declining sales and lower demand because baby boomers who were the driving financial force in the 1970s are aging out, and millennials and Gen Z are not consuming wine at the same rates.
Or alcohol, like in Gen Z, the alcohol sales, like millennials still consume alcohol, not in the same as Gen X. It's less, but like Gen Z consumes even less alcohol. And
see, they need me. I'm Gen X, and I'm like, I hate everything, and I don't care.
But I had asked Bill from Bremer Winery, which was the small family-owned winery. That place was nice. They let us eat their lunch there. Like they were super kind about everything. Super boutique and small and quaint. And I said, it seems like wine is having an uptick again because, I
think it's going to.
And he said it's always cyclical.
I would like to believe it's because of our podcast.
I mean, probably.
Like maybe they're like,
people are drinking
these
wine.
Two idiots love wine. So maybe we're bringing wine back.
And you can see it in, it would have been, and I wasn't old enough in the 80s to be drinking wine because I was 4 when the 80s ended.
God damn it, Kyla.
But like you look back at movies or whatever and it was like wine. And then you went into like weird malt beverages like Zima and shit. And then the craft beer movement had an explosion.
What do you think the other big factor in cutting down on drinking is?
That marijuana is much more accessible.
GLP-1s.
Oh.
GLP-1s are playing a role in lower alcohol consumption. I mean, not for us.
Everyone. Okay, I was going to say for everyone else because, like, I never would have guessed that.
Not for us. Like, we're like, oh, I don't have to eat and I can just drink.
I told my doctor, I was like, Because she's like, well, you do the body scan thing.
No, I want everyone to know Kyla came back after her doctor's appointment and she told me what her doctor said. I just looked at her judgmentally. I was like, girl, that's not going to work.
What did she say?
Like, you can't drink.
When I was supposed to take, when I was going to be on naltrexone.
Yeah. I was like, girl, you can't take naltrexone.
That was a short-lived experiment.
I looked at her, I was like, you dumb bitch, you can't take naltrexone.
Yeah. So, my insurance, of course, our insurance stopped paying for GLP-1s directly. And so my doctor and I Sarah Kosha, PA at UP Health System Marquette, shout out, you're the best.
Yep.
You're super non-judgmental and you help us push us in the right way. But she's like, okay, well, we have these other things we could try. And that was first one. And she's like, well, we'll do this Contrave
compound. Not Contrave, compound.
Well, it was Contrave, but you buy the 2 ingredients separately and mix them together.
You have to mix your own together?
Well, it was 2 pills.
Oh.
So it was Wellbutrin and naltrexone.
Oh, that's stupid.
Which are $4 a piece. If you want the Contrave, it's $100.
Yeah.
And the first thing, so I texted Nicole and I was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And she's like, well, you're not going to be able to drink, immediately.
That's my first response. I'm like, how a Saturday is going to go?
And I was like,
you stupid whore, stop doing
I know.
this.
And I was like, bitch, I know. I already talked about it with her. She said I could stop taking it after Thursday.
Also,
so I
had she listened to the podcast because you told her about it.
I know. I told her about it my last 2. Maybe. But she rules.
No, I think she knows about it because when the last visit I was there, she goes, "Are you the girl with the podcast?" I'm like, "Yes."
Because she HIPAA. We can't be well, I told her, and I was like, "I know you can't say, but your other client."
Yeah. Because she's like, "Oh, you're the one with the podcast." I'm like, "Yep, that's me."
Yeah. So I think she. And even if she doesn't listen, it's fine, but she rules.
But also, everyone get on social media and tell Kyla just to pay for it compounded.
Okay,
because it's so much cheaper.
That's what I've been doing.
But you're paying so much more than I pay.
No, I'm not. I pay less than you pay.
But you're on 25 of Ozempic.
Because that's all I need.
No, I am on trizepatide.
Yeah, trizepatide.
But it shuts off all the noise.
That's all I need is 0.25 of Ozempic to turn off the food noise. And that's all I've ever needed.
It shuts off all the noise.
That's what it does for me.
No, not just the food noise, all the noise. I don't care about anything anymore. Well, I feel like I'm you now.
That's why I have Live, Laugh, Lexapro.
Because you don't care if you cry or not.
No, but so if you're obese, shout out to Sarah. This can be so embarrassing.
I'm on Trava Health though, guys. So I will say they're really good and their prices went down.
And I did see that they had Ozempic released a pill.
I don't want to.
Which I'm sure they're not going to lower the price.
I take a handful of pills. I want the shot. I just want to
Yeah. So it ends up being $125 a month cash, which is
because it was $700 the one I'm on, and now it went the last refill was $500. That's a nice little surprise.
Yeah. So I'm just going with the flow. We've gone way off topic here.
Yeah. So
because you were trying to shame me for being cheap, but I really wasn't being.
2025 is the survival year. I said except the unicorns, which is us.
Yeah, the ones who are already drunks before GLP-1s.
Yeah.
I told her this is how we got on this topic. You do your body scan and you find out where the fat in your body is located. And I was like, oh, I know visceral fat's bad. How can I reduce my visceral fat? And she said, well, you can do more cardio. And I was like, okay.
We can go running. Let's go
she's
running, Kyla.
Also stopping alcohol is a factor. And I was like, nope, sorry.
Bob, we can go running.
No.
We ran to the airport.
No, thank you. I'd rather have a bunch of cushioning around my organs.
But 2026, Napa is supposed to make changes, but they're cutting down the number of vines that they're putting out. So we saw them having the big mounds of wine vines they dug up.
Yeah, we did see, and I have some pictures of those I'll send you to put on the website.
So I hope this made sense, guys, but this is my probably least terrible story I've ever done.
Nobody died. There was no SA. Nobody ate each other.
Kyla didn't sodomize anyone with scissors.
Oh my God, Nicole.
And there was no cannibalism for you.
Jesus Christ. First of all, for the fucking record,
Nope.
never once in my entire life.
It doesn't matter. Google is aware that you love cannibalism.
Oh my god!
You know how I know this? Because I
you
put on the website, I put it in the search, Kyla equals cannibalism.
So you're like teasing people.
Like, you are never running for office.
Oh, never again.
Or if you do, I will be there battling.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy having to pay the 3-tiered system for liquor control in Michigan, because I'll never be governor with what you've set me up with.
No, I feel like we could do this. We just got to get in with good Gretch.
Big Gretch.
Big Gretch. She's good Gretch, too.
She's a good Gretch. We love Gretch. Gretch would be on our pod.
Also, Gretch's lipstick comes from Lip Lad, but where I'm going on Monday, so you're missing an opportunity.
I'm really not.
She almost spilled it.
No, did you see that? It moved.
Yeah. It was like
Nicole looked at it, my wine glass, and moved it. This has been a treat. It's getting a little bit chilly out.
Nope,
Nicole has a full sleeve shirt on.
I'm wearing a dress.
We're down to 64, so
I'm wearing a dress.
But
we're at 65 minutes. We filled the whole hour.
We did. It's Nicole's birthday. Happy birthday, Nicole.
I am over 1,000 years old, but I'm 46 in human years for this cycle.
The United States won gold today against Canada, which the last time that happened
gold in what?
Hockey was literally the day Nicole was born. 46 years to the day. It was the last time that happened.
So is that why I don't have any good luck? Because they've been sucking it out of me?
They went perfect 6-0, so you can't blame them. Blame Lisa, probably Bink somehow.
I think it's David and Lisa that are sucking the luck out of me.
Yeah, because when you and I went to Las Vegas, we had no issues.
No.
Our one plane left 20 minutes late, but it was no big deal.
No, so right now,
David and Lisa not invited anymore.
I was like, no, we just go. We'll know because Lisa's not coming to Savannah. So I'm going to know.
We'll find out. We'll know.
If it's David, then David's not invited anymore. Because if I could not have a trip with David, that'd be super great.
David doesn't listen to the pod. This is going to be the one he listens to.
I still love you, David. I'm just mean to you.
Yeah, shout out to the people who have made our trip so special.
Shout out to River Terrace Inn.
How about you let me do this?
Okay.
The ground crew at the Iron Mountain Airport. Mike Pavlik at Platypus Tours.
Jacob.
Jacob C. at Castello di Amorosa. We've got Abraham here at the River Terrace Inn. River Terrace Inn in general.
Yes.
This place is amazing. And I don't know if it's just because of a Costco package, but it was extremely reasonable for us to have 7 days here.
Yeah.
6 days.
No, the price point, I was like, this is on point. And our rental was included in Costco trips. So shout out to
Nate
Costco.
at Quilt Wines. Bill at Bremer Wines, Bremer Family Winery.
But not the other winery. They sucked.
No, we're not saying Harvey at PG, you suck.
Yeah.
You're going to get a bad review if I ever get an email that says, how was your trip?
Delta asked me a review.
Can suck a dick.
I give a review of Delta.
Yeah. Delta, you blew. Who else have we been? The Oxbow Market right down the road from us here in Napa is awesome.
Yep.
But if anyone is considering coming to Napa, hit us up. We have some really good recommendations. None of this is sponsored. We've gotten zero benefit from this. In fact, we've given our business card with our QR code that says Buzz and Bethel, and people
thought Kyla was propositioning.
Yeah, they thought I was giving them my
her
room
number. I was like, hey, Kyla, in front of your husband, you're just propositioning Jacob? Yeah. You hussy.
Well, and I don't know, I'm not cool or smooth, so I was like, oh, I'm going to leave him some extra cash because he was an awesome tour guide. He made it so fun, so interesting. Gave us a little bonus splashes.
He was kind of nice.
He was kind of nice.
Which is what we needed after this week.
We did.
We had a brutal week.
Yeah. But if you want to go to Napa, even if you're just very
you could even if it's on Instagram, just message us at Buzzed and Baffled. I will respond because I am the media director.
There's 2 of us and 4 of you, so the ratio's really good.
I will respond because Kyla only shows up for recordings.
That's all I do. I was not handing out our business cards on the trip.
Never cooks meals nothing.
No. I don't have shipments of wine sent to the house.
So to the next
I'm glad
par.
you remembered to do this because I was not going to.
The next par and the next plot twist.